Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to Light Talks Football. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another video. I know it's been a long time, but I hope you guys are doing all right today. And the good news is that the international break for 2025 is over. Thank the Lord for that because to be honest with you, I miss Chelsea, man. I really do. Even though we did have bad times, I really do miss Chelsea. I really do. But there'll be no more international break until March 2026. So the next 4 months, there will be no more international break. So if you're glad about that one, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. World on the road to 1K as well. And if I can get to at least 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year, then that would be absolutely amazing. So make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification as well so you never miss any of my content. And yeah, before I get into my predictions, I just want to congratulate one team from the UK, which is Scotland. Congratulations to them because they will be alongside England for the World Cup. And Scotland will be in the World Cup for the first time since 1998. 27 years, you know. And that is 2 years before I was born because I was born in 2000. So 2 years before I was born was the last time that Scotland was in the World Cup. So congratulations to them. And I tell you what, they weren't good. After the first goal, it was all Denmark. But listen, they just knew they need one more goal for them to secure World Cup. And that's what Kieran Tierney did. As soon as he scored that goal, there were so many limbs. The commentator went mad. There was celebrations all around, and then the referee, took his time to blow the whistle because every single player, the fans and the managers, including myself, thinking the referee should blow his whistle. But then I think the fans will be thanking the referee to not blow his whistle because that lob against Cassius Michael for that fourth goal, for me, that killed the game, and it definitely made sure that Scotland topped the group and they'll be in the World Cup. So they will be in Mexico, Canada, and in what else? Canada, Mexico, and just basically North America. That's where they'll be next summer. So congratulations to Scotland. But Northern Ireland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, and Wales could still can join them. But the only problem is that Northern Ireland and Wales could face each other because I saw the draw. In fact, if I take a look at the draw, give me just 1 second. I'm gonna take a look at the draw because this one is gonna be very interesting. So yeah, so basically, Wales hosts Bosnia, and Northern Ireland faces Italy in the playoffs. Whereas for Republic of Ireland, they are going away to Czech Republic. You know, so that's gonna be a tough game. Now this the semi. Oh yeah, also Jamaica, who finished second, are playing away to New Caledonia. So let me just check World Cup. I'm just having a I'm just having a look at the images. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So this is the path for teams to be in the World Cup. So Italy will be at home against Northern Ireland. So whoever wins that game will go away to either facing Wales and Bosnia. So I feel like Italy, they have to, like, for me, it will be great if Northern Ireland can beat Italy because Italy haven't been in the World Cup for a while. For a while. And can we imagine Northern Ireland versus Wales in the final at Path A? That will be amazing. Maybe I'm gonna have to do a watch along because I've been to Wales before and it's such a good place. So if Northern Ireland and Wales face each other, maybe I might do a live watch on that one. In Path B, they got Ukraine versus Sweden. That is a very good game. And Poland will be facing Albania. I have no doubt that Poland will win that game because Albania right now, yeah, they're just not that good. And whoever wins that game, Ukraine, whoever, if either Ukraine or Sweden win that game, then they'll be at home to either Poland or Albania. So that's Path B. In part C, we've got my good friend Turkish, supporting his country, Turkey. They're in the playoffs and they'll be at home to Armenia. And whoever wins that game, they will go away to either face Slovakia or Kanisfo. And for me, I feel like Slovakia might win that game because Slovenia, I don't know what they do in their country. But yeah, the final one is Part D, where Denmark face North Macedonia. And whoever wins that game, we either go away to Czechia and Republic of Ireland because them two will be facing each other in the semi-final. So those are the teams that are facing the semi-final. Whoever wins that game will be either home and away to the winner of the semi-final too. So those games will happen in the month of March 2026 before the World Cup happens on June 2026. So those are the teams that are in the playoffs as of right now. So unfortunately, Northern Ireland and Wales, only if they two win the semi-final, only one of them can be in the World Cup. Because I would have thought that all the Wales, Republic of Ireland, and Northern Ireland will be in the World Cup, but they can't. So that's going to be impossible. But it would be great, yeah, if we can see Republic of Ireland and Wales be in the World Cup because I can't remember the last time all four nations have ever been to the World Cup before. I can't remember. It would be absolutely great. But congratulations to Scotland. They're through. England, we topped the group. 22 goals, none conceded, 8 wins out of 8. Thomas Tuchel did a good job. But can he do it for the World Cup? We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, that's all the updates for the international. Unfortunately, Nigeria, the country that my parents are from, didn't qualify because we lost 4-3 penalties against DR Congo, and we lost to a team that has been in the last World Cup since 1974. That is 3 years after my mum was born, because she was born in 1971. 3 years, and we lost to them. Absolutely disgraceful. But Jamaica, I mean, they can still, they can still do because their manager got sacked after that 0-0 result against Kuwait. And by the way, I want to big up that Kuwait country because because they'll be in the World Cup. I don't know if they've done this before, but congratulations to them. If they did, then well done. But yeah, Jamaica should have topped the group, man, just like Nigeria should have done, but we didn't. We didn't. But Jamaica are not done. They're not over. They have to win. They have to win against New Colombia or something like that. And if they don't, boy, then I don't know what's going on. But we'll see what happens in March, man. But that's all of the international breaks gone. So I've no doubt there will be midweek games in the Premier League. In the month of December, because December is not that long. Today is the 20th of November and there's 11 days to go until we enter the last month of this year. It has gone quick, it really has. So so there we go. But yeah, enough of the international breaks. I just want to get that all through. Whoever's qualified, well done. Whoever's in the playoff, good luck in March. And whoever is knocked out of the World Cup, then bad luck. You're gonna have to wait for full until 2030 to see if you can qualify for that one. So there we go. But yeah, man, let's get back to business. It's time for the Premier predictions, and there are some really, really good games that coming up this weekend. But the big one is also versus Tottenham, which I'll get to in just a moment's time. So without further ado, let's go. All right, so the first game, of course, on the Premier League return is the earlier kickoff, which is Burnley will be at home against my club Chelsea. Now, I'm not going to talk about this too much because I'm going to be doing a preview for that. That will be coming out tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in. But listen, man, it's not going to be an easy game because Burnley are a good team, especially at Turf Moor. They really are. They gave, if Burnley didn't concede that penalty, that point against the Premier League champions would have been good. But obviously they lost to Arsenal because they're on top and they're doing well this season, other than joining against Sunderland. So listen, I'm confident because even though Burnley might play a low block, Burnley haven't beaten Chelsea since 2017. 8 years. And I remember oh, excuse me. And I remember it was 3-2 on the opening day of the season. But Burnley have never, ever beaten Chelsea at Turf Moor. They've never done it. So that's why I'm feeling confident. Even though it's Turf Moor, Chelsea have a very good record at Turf Moor. Very, very good. I think the last time we went there, we won 3-0. I think that's the last time. So we usually keep a clean sheet against Burnley at Turf Moor. So listen, so yeah, I'm confident, man. I'm confident. I'm gonna back my team to win this game 2-0 because yes, it's an earlier kickoff, but this season so far, we've been winning games. Fulham 2-0, Forest away 3-0. We go away to Burnley, we beat, and we're gonna keep another clean sheet at 12:30 p.m. kickoff. So I'm going to back my team to win 2-0. I'm going to tell you what the goal scorer is and who's going to be scoring those goals in tomorrow's game. So make sure you guys tune in. But yeah, 2-0 Chelsea. I'm backing my team to win. All right. The next game, of course, is Bournemouth versus West Ham United. Of course, Bournemouth got battered 4-0 away from home to Villa, but it's at Villa Park and it's still a difficult place to go to. Whereas for West Ham, they managed to get back-to-back wins. Um, wait. Are you sure? Yeah, they managed to get back-to-back wins in the Premier League under Nuno because they beat Newcastle 3-1 and Burnley 3-2. But those games were at home. This time they go away to Bournemouth, who hasn't been doing good, but they were away. But both games were away from home. They lost 3-1 to Man City, and they lost 4-0 to Villa Park. Those games are very tough. But Bournemouth, I think they will bounce back because at home they're really good, really good. I don't think so far this season any team has gone away to Vitality Stadium and won so far. So there we go. So it's good that West Ham can get back-to-back wins in the Premier League. But the question is, how will they do against Bournemouth, especially at Vitality Stadium? We don't know until we find out on Saturday. So for this game, I'm gonna go for a Bournemouth win of 3-1. I'm gonna go 3-1 Bournemouth. I feel like they are gonna bounce back after that two, away defeats in a row. For West Ham, only goal score, I'm gonna go for Joe Bowen. For Bournemouth, I'm gonna go for Justin Clifford to score and Nelson Semenyo to score a brace. So yeah, 3-1 to West Ham United. Now, the next game is Brighton versus Brentford. Of course, Brentford, Brentford, got that 3-1 win against Newcastle. So yeah, who's their manager again? Oh, I forgot who's their manager again. Sorry, guys, I always keep on forgetting. Who's their manager? It's not Rob Edwards. He's the Wolves manager. Who's the manager? Yeah, Keith Andrews, that's the one. So yeah, Keith Andrews doing a good job. I mean, Brentford are in 12th place. They are in 12th place. And if I'm looking at the table, they're only 3 points behind top four. And after after I thought, yeah, that Brentford are gonna struggle and they might stay up just about, but they finished 17th, they proved me wrong. They really have. They've won five, drawn one, and lost five. So and that draw was against my club, unfortunately. But Brentford are doing a good job. Whereas for Brighton, they drew against Palace in the M23 derby. So there we go. But listen, it's really tough to predict because Brentford are good at home, but sorry, Brighton are good at home, but Brentford away from home not that great, but Brentford are a really good team. And when it comes to long throws, boy, everybody better know how to do that. Because when it comes to long throws, Brentford are dangerous. They scored the most goals, yeah, from throw-ins this season. They scored the most. So My first thought is that Brentford are gonna win. Brighton are gonna win this game. But you know what? I feel like it's gonna be a draw. I feel like it's gonna be a draw because Brighton are a good team, especially at home. But Brentford are also a good team. So for this game, I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm gonna go for 2-2 on this one because I wanted to go for Brighton, but Brentford this season has been great. If I'm looking at the table right now, Brentford and Brighton on the same point, 16. If one of them wins, they go above each other. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe this is the game I'll be watching on Saturday. So yeah, 2-2 draw. Goal scorers for Brighton, I'm going to go for Matoma and Danny Welbeck. For Brentford, I'm going to go for Igor Jesus and Jordan Henderson. So yeah, 2-2 draws. I wanted to go for Brighton, but you know what? I changed my mind. I'm going to go for 2-2. Right, the next game is Fulham versus Sunderland. Of course, Sunderland this season, they're very doing well. Of course, they got that 2-2 draw against Arsenal. Whereas for Fulham, what was their last game? I'm just gonna have to check. Fulham lost 2-0 away to Everton. So there we go. Um Now this one, I feel like I feel like Salah gonna get this win because I saw a stat that says they're unbeaten at home. I mean against a London team. They beat my club Chelsea on my birthday. They got that 2-2 draw against 2-2 draw against Arsenal. Um who did let me just have a look. Let me look at Sunderland's last games against London clubs this season. Let me have a look. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, they beat Brentford on the sorry yeah, so on the opening day they beat West Ham 3-0, then they beat Brentford 2-1, then they drew 0-0 against Palace. Then they talked about Chelsea. They drew 2-2 to Arsenal. So Sunderland against London clubs is really good, really good. And Fulham are good at home, but Sunderland for me, they're gonna be the surprising team of the season because I had them relegated. I really did. I had them bottom of the group, but you know what? They're definitely staying up. So I'm backing Sunderland to win this game because they went to West London, which is they beat a West London club, Brentford 2-1. Then they beat Chelsea, a West London club 2-1. So I'm gonna back Sunderland to go away to West London and win that game. I'm gonna go 2-1. Definitely gonna go 2-1. I'll be very surprised if Fulham win this game. Well, I wouldn't be because they're at home, but Sunderland are unbeaten against a London club. So I'm backing Sunderland to win this game. I'm going to go for 2-1. I don't know who the goal scorers would be, but all I know is that Sunderland will not lose another game. They will certainly not. I don't think they're in the title race, but for me, I feel like Sunderland at best this season might finish above 10th place. That's my prediction. So yeah, 2-1 Sunderland. I'm backing them to win tomorrow against Fulham. Right, the next game, of course, which is the game I'll be watching, is Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. Now, Liverpool surely got to win this game, because their form this season hasn't been that great. It really hasn't. 6 wins, 5 defeats, you know. And I don't think Liverpool are out of the title race just yet because it's game week 12 by this weekend and there's 27 games to go. So there's a lot of games to go for. But for me, Liverpool under pressure here. They've got to win. They've got to win because Nottingham Forest this season have been terrible. Absolutely terrible. Let me tell you something, yeah? And I should have. And when DR Sports asked me to do a hot take, this is what I should have done. This is what I should have said. Nottingham Forest would have never been this bad under Nuno. That's my hot take. They would have never been this bad. Because last season, yes, he bottled the Champions League, but at least he took them to Europe. At least he took them to Europe. It's been a long time since I've seen Nottingham Forest play the Euro before. If it weren't for Nuno, they decided to sack him and bring in Ange Postecoglou, who had no wins in like 8 or 9 games, and bring in Sean Dice, who's only got 1 win, and that was against FC Porto. The last 2 games they've been drawing. They've been drawing. Oh, am I right? Because I know they drew to Man United. What else? Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, they actually got their first win. They beat Leeds United, but Leeds United this season has been has been let's say like a four because they are winning games, but yeah, it's against Leeds United, so my bad. He did get a win, but it's at Anfield. It's at Anfield. Yes, I know last season they Nottingham Forest went their win. I understand that, but that was on the new no. Where is he now? Nowhere. Now, now it's going to be interesting to see what Sean Dice does in this game. Does he go for the usual player low block in Liverpool on the counter attack and all that stuff, or will he just respect Liverpool and just I don't know what he's going to do. I really don't know. But for me, Liverpool have to win this game. If this game was away from home, then maybe I would have gone for, surprise prediction. But it's at Anfield and Liverpool have to win. They have to win because if they drop points, let's say that they look at this, Liverpool are in eighth place. If Liverpool lose, yeah, I repeat, lose to Nottingham Forest, and then the likes of Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, and either Brighton or Brentford win, and even Everton as well, because they got Man United on Monday night. Liverpool could drop to 12th. They could drop to 12th. And that will be, and depending on the Arsenal result, which I'll get to, if Arsenal win and Liverpool lose, because Liverpool are 8 points behind, they'll be 11 points behind Arsenal if they lose to Forest at home. So the pressure's on Liverpool. Forest, you can probably say, but the pressure's more on Liverpool because I expect them to win the league, but it looks like it ain't going to happen. But the pressure's on Liverpool right now. So for me, I think Liverpool are going to win this game. It ain't going to be easy because Sean Dice, can be, can, cause teams problems. But I think Liverpool are going to win this game and they have to. And Slot needs to get this right. He needs to, in terms of the tactics, in terms of the setup, the lineup, he needs to get this right. Otherwise, he's going to be in deep trouble. Big, big trouble. And it's as simple as that. So I'm going to go for Liverpool 2-1 win. The goal scorers for Liverpool, I'm gonna go for let's say Mo Salah and Ekitike available. For Forest, I'm gonna go for Isidore. Actually, no, Thiago Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna go for him to score. So yeah, 2-1 Liverpool. If they don't win, then maybe I should stop backing Liverpool to win any game, if you know what I mean. So there we go. Right, the next game is Wolves versus Crystal Palace, and I'm going to be watching that game because Wolves have their new manager, which is Rob Edwards, the former Middlesbrough manager. Now, in terms of Middlesbrough, let's see where they are in the championship. Let's just see where they are before um before he came to Wolves. Middlesbrough is in second, That's really good. That's really good. So I don't know what Middlesbrough new manager they're going to have, but there you go. Now, Rob Edwards is a good manager. He really is. Now I don't know what to predict, but if this was at Selhurst Park, then I would have gone for Palace. But you know what, yeah? I think Wolves are going to get their first win of the season. I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like because Rob Edwards, has done well for Middlesbrough. I don't know why Middlesbrough decides to let him go to Wolves, because imagine this team, imagine Middlesbrough don't make it into the drop out from second all the way down to 12th or 13th in the championship, then that would be a bad idea. But they wanted to do it, so there we go. But yeah, I feel like Wolves this season aren't gonna get their first win. I feel like they outdo because Crystal Palace away from home this season hasn't been that great away from home. But like I said, if a Sarah Spark, definitely go for a Crystal Palace win. But it's like warning you, they have a new manager, and I feel like they might do something, Wolves. So I'm going to back them to win because usually I'll go for Wolves to lose every single time. But this time, I feel like they are going to do it because Rob Edwards done a good job for Middlesbrough. 5 points by Coventry City. Frank Lampard, the manager, big up to him. So, yeah, he's doing a good job. So, Wolves for me, they're gonna get their first win. I'll be very surprised if they don't. I'll be very surprised. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Wolves. I feel like they are gonna finally get their first Premier League win of the season. Yeah, 2-1 Wolves. Um, goals for Wolves. I'm gonna go for Wanky Chan and whoever else for Palace. I'm only gonna go for Jon Philip Mateta. So yeah, 2-1 Wolves gonna be my prediction. All right, the next game is Newcastle versus Manchester City. Of course, Man City got to win a home win against Liverpool 3-0, whereas for Newcastle they lost 3-1 away to Brentford, and Dan Burn got a red card, so I know he's going to be missing that game. But I'm going to focus on Newcastle right now because Eddie Howe is under some serious pressure. Look at this, guys. I'm still calling this video right now, the 20th of November. Newcastle in 14th. They're in 14th. They've won 3, drawn 3, and lost 5. And they've only got 12 points. They're 2 points above the relegation zone because West Ham are on 10 points. In fact, 3, sorry, because Forest are in 9th. Got 9 points. You know, if Newcastle fail to beat Man City, and let's say that Fulham, Leeds United, and Burnley and West Ham get their win, then Newcastle might be in 18th by the end of this weekend. After doing so well last season, winning the Carabao Cup, getting top 5, which takes you to Champions League, how can it go from that to this? To being like fighting, relegation battle. That is absolutely crazy right now. So Eddie Howe, I listen, Eddie Howe is honestly serious pressure. But what I do feel bad for him is that they rejected every player, the likes of Liam Delap, the likes of Ibremo, all of these amazing players. And like I said before the season started, if they would have signed those players, Newcastle would have been a problem. They would have been a problem, and they would never ever, be struggling like this at all. At all, they would have never. So that's why I would give Eddie Howe that's why I feel sorry for bad for Eddie Howe. But either way, they got Voltamada, they got Golden, they got Gimenez, they got all of these players, and in 14th, 2 points above the relegation. So for me, if the Newcastle fans want to criticize him, then that's fine. But for me, I feel like the people upstairs didn't back him because they had 9 out of 11 players that they've rejected. And I mentioned a few of them. In fact, if I go back, um rejected players 25, if I go back to the if I go back to the table, look at this, these are the players that Newcastle failed to sign this season. James Trafford, Dean Huginson, who is a Real Madrid player. Of course, Trafford is a Man City player, the second choice goalkeeper. Grahy still at Palace. Mohamed Kudus from West Ham is now a Tottenham player. João Pedro from Brighton, and now he's a Chelsea player. Brian Bremo, from Brentford, now to Man United. Ugo Ekitike from Frankfurt to Liverpool. Liam Delap from Ipswich Town to Chelsea. And then Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig to Man United. The only place that didn't reject was the left back and the right back. But you can clearly see 9 out of 11 players rejected Newcastle. If they would have signed these players, there would have been a problem this season. They would have been a team to be fearing, especially going away, especially going to St. James's Park. So that's why I'm saying that if the Newcastle fans want to criticize Eddie Howe for this season, fair enough. But you got to have to feel sorry for him because he wanted those players. I don't know if he wanted them or the owners wanted them, but I'm pretty sure that he wanted those players and he would have helped Newcastle, to be going up a level. Because last season they finished 5th. This season they want to make sure they finish in the top 4 comfortably and win another trophy. But they aren't doing it right now. So this way you've got to give Eddie Howe, we've got to feel sorry for him. You really do. But they're home to Manchester City. And yeah, St James Park is a real good place to go to. But so far this season, Liverpool beat them and Arsenal beat them. So Man City right now as well, they're on a good run of form. They really are. They've out of the last 5 games, they've only lost one, which was away to Villa, and they're 4 points by Arsenal. So Man City, if they win their game against Newcastle away, and they'll be 1 point by Arsenal before the North London derby this Sunday. So Man City, they want to make sure they put the pressure on Arsenal. So for this game, I'm gonna go for 2-1 City. I really am, because don't get me wrong, St James Park is a difficult place to go to, but Newcastle right now this season hasn't been that great. Like I said, 14th in the league, 12 points, 2 points above the relegation. Yeah, they're not particularly that great. So yeah, Man City's going to win this game because Erling Haaland is on fire right now, and he's definitely going to be scoring. He's going to be scoring. Jeremy Doku as well. For Newcastle, I'm going to go for Voltamada. That's the only goal scorers for Newcastle. So yeah, 2-1. Listen, I would love if Newcastle could win, because Chelsea, if they beat Burnley, and Newcastle beat Man City, we'll be in second place. Chelsea will be in second place. So I would love Newcastle to beat Man City on Saturday, but I don't see that happening. So yeah, 2-1 City. It's gonna be my prediction. So yeah, 2-1. All right. We've got two Super Sundays games. So the first one is at 2 o'clock, and it's Leeds versus Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa right now have been very good because they beat Bournemouth 4-0 for Leeds United. They've who did they play their last game? They lost 3-1 away to Forest. Now, this one is also interesting because Ellen Wald, Leeds United are good at home. They've only lost one game. Only one, and that was against Tottenham. Villa away from home this season, don't think they're particularly that great. Now, um, it's so tough to predict because I was thinking that Villa are going to win this game. But Ellen Road is very tough. It really is. So, I don't know what to say about this game, but I have this feeling that it's going to be. I feel like it might be a draw, but Villa have got some really good players, and they did one against Bournemouth. But Leeds United this season, I mean, where they are on the table, 16th, and they've only 1 point, and Dale Focus isn't doing a good job. But like I told you guys, I had Leeds United relegated because of Daniel Farker. Yeah, it doesn't have a good record in the Premier League, especially from, excuse me, the former Norwich City manager. So I don't know what to say about this game, but I just have this feeling that I don't know what to think because it's so tough, man. But if you're asking me right now, if you want me to be really honest, I feel like since Leeds United are good at home, but they've been struggling this season, I might go for Leeds win. If Villa win 2-1, then I should have backed them. But you know what? I'm gonna go for 2-1 Leeds because it's so difficult, man. It really is. It really is. Because Villa, if this was at Villa Park, then yes, I would have gone for Villa win. But it's at Ellen Road, and Leeds United at home have been good. They really have. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 Leeds. I don't know why, but it's because of Ellen Road. That's the reason why. So yeah, 2-1 Leeds. They're gonna win that game 2-1. I don't know who the goal scorers would be, but there you go. So yeah, 2-1 Leeds. If Villa win, Villa fans, I do apologize because I wanted to go for you. I wanted to go for you to win this game 2-1, but I don't know, man. But yeah, 2-1 Leeds. I'm just gonna stick by that. The next game is the game of the weekend. North London Derby. Arsenal versus Tottenham at the Emirates Stadium at 4:30 p.m. kickoff. And there will be a live watch along on that one on Sunday. So make sure you guys tune in. But I'm looking forward to this. I really am. Now, for me, this one for me ain't difficult, but I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be a good game because as you know, the Arsenal and Tottenham hate each other. They really do. But Tottenham do not have a good record at the Emirates Stadium. The last time they won at the Emirates Stadium was in 2010, from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. That's the last time. That was the last time. So you're looking at about 15 years ago. 15 years ago was the last time that Tottenham, you know, beat Arsenal at the Emirates. So the question is, can it all break this Sunday? Could that curse be over? We shall wait and see. But for Arsenal, yes, they drew against Sunderland, but they're still top of the league. They still are. Now, in terms of the injuries, I watched DR Sports earlier today when they do the preview, and Don Wobby and Abby, who are met in person, really had to go at each other. They were blamed, Wobby was not happy that Abby, started the preview with the injuries and all that stuff. But listen, what I will say to Abby is that I know she may not be watching it, but if you are, big up your damn self. But I understand where Abby's coming from because Tom had loads of injuries. But you still got you still got a good squad. You got the likes of Pape Sarr, Vicario, who else with Charlison, who may not be that great, Brendan Johnson, all of these players. You've got to go out there and do something. You really do. Because if you don't turn up, there is only one team that's going to win. Look at Arsenal. They got injuries as well, but they could put Mimiko Mino up top, Gabriel Martel on the left. Who else? Odegaard is back. They got Gabriel Magalhaes who's injured, but he can use Hikembe, to replace Gabriel Magalhaes. They got some good players. They really do. So for me, Tottenham, yes, they got loads of injuries, but these players can, can still produce something. Because if Arsenal battered Tottenham, and they don't show heart, desire, and passion, that would be embarrassing. It really would. So I understand where Abby's coming from, but I think for me, she should hope and pray that these players turn up. Because if you don't turn up, then what's the point? What's the point of not turning up if you know that this is a North London derby? Chelsea have got Arsenal next. And do you think I'm gonna be saying to the Arsenal fans, "Oh, we got injuries"? No, because we still have more than good enough to beat Arsenal, even though we don't have a good weather against them. You know what I mean? So I understand where Abby's coming from, but I think she needs to still say to Wobby that the place should be more than good enough to do something. Now I don't believe yet that Arsenal going to win at the Emirates. I don't think so. But the reason why I feel like it's either going to be an Arsenal win or a draw because, like I said, Tottenham don't have a good record at the Emirates. In the last 50 years. But Spurs away from home this season hasn't been that bad. Both teams have got 13 points. 13 points. You know what I mean? Both Arsenal and Tottenham in terms of their away form. So that's why for me, yeah, it's either going to be a Tottenham draw or an Arsenal win. But listen, I'm going to go. I feel like both teams are not going to keep a clean sheet. But for me, Arsenal, they're going to win this game like they always do. See, I'm going to go for an Arsenal 3-1 win. Tottenham only goal scorer. I mean, Mohamed Kudus could be back, but I don't see him scoring, so I don't know. But for Arsenal, I'm definitely going to go for Mika Moreno, Declan Rice, and who else? Maybe, yeah, Gabriel Martinez. So, yeah, 3-1 Arsenal. They'll win at the Emirates against Tottenham like they always do because, yeah, even I can't remember the last time Tottenham kept a clean sheet. I'll be very surprised if Tottenham win this game, what I shouldn't do because their away from is good. But particularly at the Emirates Stadium, yeah, they're not winning that game. It's either going to be a draw or an Arsenal win. That is it. That is it. So, yeah, 3-1 to Arsenal. And then, for the first time this season, we will see Man United on the Monday Night Football because obviously they're not in Europe this season. So they are at home against Everton, of course. Man United are unbeaten in the last 5 games, but they did drew the last two. They drew against Tottenham and they drew against Forest, but those games are away from home. But Everton, though, they beat Fulham 2-0 at their new stadium, so there we go. But listen, Man United are unbeaten, but they have drawn their last 2 games. I believe they'll win tonight. I believe so because can't remember the last time Everton beat Man United at Old Trafford. I really can't. So for this game, Man United are going to win this game, and I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for. I think Man United will keep a clean sheet. So for this game, Mm, I'm gonna go for Man United win of. I was thinking 3-0, but can't remember the last time Man United scored more than 3 goals. I'm gonna go 2-0. Let's go 2-0. Man United. See, I'm gonna go 2-0. Goal scorers, I'm gonna go for Brian Bremo and Bruno Fernandes to score. Or maybe Benjamin Sesko, but either way, Man United are gonna win this game 2-0. They're still unbeaten. They did draw the last 2 games, but they'll get the 3 points on that Monday night. So yeah, 2-0 to Man United against Everton is my prediction. All right, so that is all of the Premier League predictions for Game Week chosen. Let me go for them one more time. So Saturday's games, I've backed my team Chelsea to beat Burnley away from home by 2 goals to 0. They have gone for a 3-1 Bournemouth win against West Ham. They have gone for a 2-2 draw between Brighton and Brentford. They have gone for a 2-1 Sunderland win against Fulham. They have gone for Liverpool 2-1 win against Forest. They have gone for Wolves 2-1 win against Palace. They have gone for Man City 2-1 win against Newcastle. Hopefully, Newcastle can do something in that game. Then Super Sundays games, I've gone for Leeds 2-1 win against Villa, even though I have a slight feeling that Villa might win. Then on North London Derby, the game of the weekend, I've gone for an also 3-1 win against Tottenham. And then on Monday night football, for the first time this season for Man United, I've gone for a 2-0 Man United win against the Toffees at Old Trafford. So that is all my Premier predictions for game week number 12. And so, people, that is it for this video. So I want to big up every single one of you that joined the stream. Sorry, that watched the video. If you're excited and happy that there'll be no more international break until March 2026, and if you're excited that the Premier League is back, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you subscribe to Light Talks Football, my YouTube channel, on the road to 1K. And like I said, if I can get to 1K by the end of this year, then that'll be absolutely great. So make sure keep on subscribing. Hit the bonus notification as well so they never miss some of my content, because there will be a preview for the Chelsea game away to Burnley. Live watching on the match action on Saturday. Then Super Sunday, I'll be covering the North London derby between Arsenal and Tottenham. So busy weekend for me, but make sure you stay tuned. And I promise you, I won't be missing any of them. So there we go. But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your games. Enjoy the weekend. And I'm super excited to announce people no more international break until March 2026. And the Premier League is back. Really exciting times, man. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.